Hey Rays, I got your email. We were busy today setting everything up. I'll call you later. Did a lot of work today. I'm wore out. I've sweat out about 10 gallons of water. Hey Robin, how are you? Been busy today. As soon as we get a couple more people on here, I'll show you what all we did today. I sweat out about 10 pounds of water. Stage looks really nice. I'm sorry there, Robin. We've been busy doing stuff, and I have to get on my what do you call it, my tablet somehow, and we were busy, and I'll show you all the stuff we did today. It's supposed to be we're supposed to be on the edge of the storm, and it's only like 26% chance of getting a storm. We don't need another rain. It's rained every day since I've been here. Maybe I can get it on tonight, fix that. Well, actually, maybe tomorrow, because I'll be going to church. I can use my hotspot off this phone, and Buffalo Man 11 told me all I have to do is uncheck something. And yeah, we got fireworks going on tonight. They shot some off last night. Stage looks pretty nice, huh? There's the car. And they're selling t-shirts and stuff there, and flags there, and flag poles there. We put all these up today, the blue top ones. It was a lot of work. I wish we'd done it yesterday. During the rain, it would have been better. Nah, my throat started hurting last night from talking for 2 days straight. I'm not used to talking that much. I just went and sat in my car. I could hear them and where they were, and kind of relaxed. Howdy. There's AJ. Look at AJ. Oh, I hope people start showing up here. Everybody put in a bunch of work today. I'm gonna sit down for a little bit. Kind of bright out here. I can hardly see the picture. I don't know what's wrong with this stupid thing. Yeah, they did a lot of singing. They made almost $2,000, I think. Can you see the stage? Let's move this way. And it's hot and muggy today, really muggy. I need to relax for a little bit. Polish Agnes is here.
Right over there by 2
No, because if you go in the AC, then come back out here, I'll just start sweating again. I helped move a whole bunch of food today into the reefer trailer. I was going in and out, and I was like, holy cow, I'd rather stay outside than get cold and get warm and get cold and get hot. Hey, Angel Dog, how are you? Howdy. There's just a few people that showed up so far. The thing doesn't start till 4. They probably won't start speaking till about 5:30, I think. Then have a break and everybody can go eat, and then here comes some more cars. Yeah, so many came in yesterday evening. We had to move a lot of the parking lot kind of situation. And some people got mad. Well, we've been here a month, and it was ridiculous. Hi, Crystal. I'm gonna try to fix that notification thing. Ray's, I got the email from Ray's. Maybe tomorrow I'll call him too about the Prism Live studio deal. There's Buffalo Man. But it doesn't officially start to 4. I hope people flock in here. Did a lot of work today. Should have did it yesterday during a rainstorm, so could have took a shower and sweated at the same time. I haven't seen Frankie Bobby all day. don't know where he's at. At least I got a good spot in the shade. When the speakers come, I'll move up farther. I don't want to sit in the sun. I had last night, about 3 o'clock, somebody started banging on a tom-tom. Oh, they call it. I don't know why they did it that early in the morning. I guess they were all still partying last night. Hello, Robin. Who else is in here?
Check 1 2, check 1 2, check 1 2.
Hey David, Ian. Right here. He can move his feet.
Oh, there's a little family group right there. 4 of them just came in. Soup Mama sang last night at karaoke. She's a really good singer. Did you see the big flag? Hey, I am behind you. Oh, I know that. I know that. I'll stand up for a while. I got rusty. Man, this stand is making me mad. It keeps getting on levels from there. Sorry I joshed you around. Yeah, they all sang last night. I'm gonna go get a drink. I'll be right back. How you doing, Uncle Deuce? Here comes Buffalo, man. We need more people here. I've never had this before. It's Propel. Tastes like grape. There's electrolytes in it. I gotta get these glasses off once I'm reading. Thank you there, Trooper. I'm really surprised that this what a straight talk is working so good. Now I gotta see if the hotspot works tonight. I'll get on my tablet and see if I can get that bell thing fixed, notification thing fixed. As I checked up, it said kid friendly, and that Buffalo man told me I shouldn't have done that. I want everybody to see it. I was like, if it page is good for kid friendly, it's good for everybody. And then he goes, no, that's because kids watch cartoons or something. That makes it kid friendly or something. I don't know who's all speaking today. I think they got 4 speakers plus Santa, I think. Everybody's going to be moving this way pretty soon. As soon as it gets right there.
We'll be over there and we'll have to buy a t-shirt or something.
Yeah, that's right. You want to sit here, you got to buy a t-shirt. And they're making me get the 2 extra bigger, so I have to pay $25 or whatever it was.
We'll show them. We just won't wear a name shirt.
Yeah, well. That's right. Who knows? I'm pretty sure he'll be dropping the mic. I think every time I've seen him speak, he drops the mic. Yeah, they were all partying to all kinds of hours last night, and about 3 o'clock, somebody had this big tom-tom, boom, 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 and broke everybody up. Yeah, it's part of Santa's style. Dropping the mic. When the speakers are speaking, I'm not going to be talking. I'm just going to be interrupting his speech, so I just let it go. Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be an exciting day on Monday. I got extra battery packs. I went to Walmart this morning and bought me 2 more battery packs. And I'm ready to rock. Can't wait to see what we're gonna do. There's supposed to be a convoy coming in tomorrow from Kansas. I don't know how many vehicles are there. I hope it isn't like that Dallas convoy guy. I can't remember his first name. He was a phony. Yeah, that's made me so welcome here. Plus, they just make you eat food a lot. We had a big breakfast this morning, and now we got, well, tonight they got hot dogs and hamburgers and bratwurst and chips and salad, potato salad. I hope a lot of people show up or we're going to have to eat it all. Well, Uncle Deuce, I see the little thing there, but I'd have to move, my tripod lip is on one side. It'd be in the way. Maybe when I get a little bit better at doing this, I could figure it out. Yeah, I see like there's a pen there, a pencil and a share, a text, smiley face, and I guess some emojis where I can make everything look funny on people's heads. Yeah, we're going, it's a truck race. Heck, I can't even pronounce your name there, I'm sorry. Nybros, is that how you say it? Make sure you subscribe there, Nybros. Yeah, we all need a learning curve. Santa wants a whole bunch of streamers when we go down there, so we have it all documented what's actually happened. No, that's the MSN group up there.
Oh.
This is the real news back here.
That's CNN up there?
MSNBC,
There's Fox up there.
MSNBC, and
OREO, all those letter things.
the real news stays behind the
Do they
crowd.
really? You can hear way better up there.
When they start, I'm just I'm just hovering in the shade.
Are you really? It's probably way hotter up there.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why they don't go ahead and just put tents all the way across.
I don't either.
Just walk under them.
He said, are you using this ground?
Yeah, I'm on prison. I have that up there already. I'm running at 30 TPS or 250 KB something. Is that what you need? And I'm gonna plug in my battery. I set my phone so that it only charges up to 85%. It said it saves the battery better. Yeah, I found that and I was like, what's that? And I hit that the other day and boom, it popped up. And I said, well, that's what they're always talking about. I haven't seen Frankie Bobby. He was here last night, but I haven't seen him today. Well, there's more people that are in the movement sitting in the shade than anybody else. He's near the fire truck. I don't see him. Must be in the shade behind it. I know, y'all. I never see him walking around, or they'll come and get supper.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Oh, here we go.
Welcome. Happy 4th of July weekend.
Woo!
Can everyone hear me in the back?
Can you hear her all
Okay,
right?
great. I'm going to pass it off to Chuck. He is going to open us in prayer, and then we're going to eat.
Oh, we're going to eat first. That way everybody fall asleep during the speeches.
Bow your heads over there, please. Lord, we pray for your protection as we fight for freedom with words that we pray you put there. Let us speak and behave in a manner that pleases you. Protect us from trouble wherever we go and keep evil from us. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
God bless the convoy! Our freedom fighters!
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Airborne.
All right, everyone. Before you go off to eat, if we're going to do one more thing, I have Jennifer here. She's been so gracious to sing the national anthem.
As soon as the speakers come out, I'll
One more
start.
moment. We're going to sing the national anthem before we break out and eat.
When they have the speakers out there, I'll move up closer. That way I won't be in the heat,
Thank you
and
for supporting us.
my phone
There's a lot of
won't
people
get
trying to
hot.
pull this movement apart, and God bless them. Let them try. Let them try.
Bring them
There are
on.
people saying mean things about us. There are people looking at past. There are people judging us.
Bring them
Judge
on.
them, knuckleheads. Judge them.
Bring them on.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, who brought stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. On the ramparts we watch, rose so gallantly streaming, and the rockets reckless, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that a flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Airborne! Airborne! Yeah, when the speakers talk, I'll move up.
One more round of applause for Jennifer. Okay, we are going to break to eat. I know you're hungry. I am too. And then we're going to come back in about 5 minutes for our first speaker.
Oh, so we're gonna eat while he's standing there speaking to us? Yep. Well, I guess in 5 minutes I'll be moving the thing up. I'm not gonna talk or anything while they're talking. I'm just gonna let it go.
If I could have a couple volunteers help slide down the picnic tables that are in this tent. I know you guys want to be in the shade as much as possible, so that for everyone to see the best, if we could have a couple hands help move the picnic tables, slide them down the lower section of the white tent over here, that would be great. Thank you.
Hi, Max Flower. Thanks for coming in here. All right, Uncle Deuce. I don't know how they can feed everybody over that standing in line over there in 5 minutes. Yeah, she's a good singer. No, I'm wearing OD green and my neon
While everyone is grabbing
shower
food,
shoes.
just want to invite you all to please visit our vendors. We have Craig with bowls and hitches for your pickup.
We have hot dogs, hamburgers,
have Mike and Bob with
potato salad, macaroni
t-shirts
salad.
and hats and flags. We also have Ridgeline with our official
I'll have to go look and tell you what else they
Restoration
have.
Movement t-shirts and hats.
Hi, Diane.
As well
Thanks
as
for
other
stopping
things for
by.
sale.
Oh yeah, I was giving her Airborne. When I was in Airborne, that's all we did. When something was really nice, at the end you go, Airborne.
We also have David just joined us. David with custom vinyl stickers. He is on the right-hand side of the white or blue canopy tent. Okay, the white one. Great. See him if you would like a vinyl decal. And,
Yeah, the
yes,
regular
we also
kind
have a
of barbecue there
table.
stuff there.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you,
Diane.
thank you. Where you can get your very own little
I hope they
pocket
have ice cold
constitution.
watermelon too. I could eat like the whole thing. I'm so hot. I don't know what ladies you're talking about. One is an announcer. She has her own car. She don't drive a truck. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be back in 5 minutes. The line's pretty big. That lady that spoke last night, she's going to speak again today. I forgot her name. She's right there. I think they only had, I don't think there's any women driving trucks. The big trucks, no. Maybe it's a pickup truck, yeah. Besides the movement, there's probably about 25 or 30 people here right now. I don't think there's a band playing tonight. We got songs. I mean, we'll have...
While everyone is helping themselves to a plate, I'm going to have Simon come up to the stage in just a moment here. He's
Simon arrived last night, or yesterday.
Education on the Constitution.
All right. Now we're going to have music and then fireworks later on. They need Simon to break out his microphone so he sounds right. No, I don't even think they were having a band there, Emmy, or whatever that is. But thanks for showing up and making sure you subscribe. There's another family. I didn't see them come in. I didn't know who all was coming in here, Crystal. I didn't remember them saying anything about a band. Yeah, Robin, it's always that way.
Hello, America. While we are waiting, I wasn't expecting to necessarily specifically speak about the Constitution. I do have some speeches that we can, some quotes, some speeches from history that I can share with you. I do have a copy of the Constitution, or the Declaration of Independence. If we have a few minutes, I could, I guess, just read the Declaration of Independence in Congress, July 4th, 1776. The unanimous declaration of the 13 United States of America, when in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and the natures God entitled them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind required that they should declare the cause which impel them to the separation.
Yeah, I like his voice though, Max
Farr. It is self-evident that all men are created equal.
He showed up yesterday.
Are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and
well, he can drone on while everybody eats, because they're not going to be back by
these
5 minutes.
Governments are instituted among men, deriving
I'm going to go get
their
me
just
something to eat. I'll be right
from
back.
The consent of the governed. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive to these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Prudence indeed will dictate that governments long established shall not be changed for light and transient causes, and accordingly all experience hath shewn that mankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. Such has been the patient sufferance of these colonies, and such is now the necessity which constrains them to alter their former systems of government. The history of the present King of Great Britain is a history of repeated injuries and usurpations, all having in direct object the establishment of an absolute tyranny over these states. To prove this, let facts be submitted to a candid world. They have a long list of grievances against the King of the Great Britain. He has refused to assent to laws the most wholesome and necessary for the public good. He has forbidden his governors to pass laws of immediate and pressing importance. Unless suspended in their operation till his assent shall be obtained, and when so suspended, he has utterly neglected to attend to them. He has refused to pass other laws for the accommodation of large districts of people unless those people should relinquish the rights of representation in the legislature, a right inestimable to them and formidable to tyrants only. He has called together legislative bodies in places unusual, uncomfortable, and distant from the depository of their public records,
for the sole purpose of fatiguing them into compliance with his measures. He has dissolved representative houses repeatedly for opposing with manly firmness his invasions on the rights of the people. He has refused for a long time after such dissolutions to cause others to be elected, whereby the legislative powers incapable of annihilation have returned to the people at large for their exercise, the state remaining in the meantime exposed to all the dangers of invasion from without and convulsions within. He has endeavored to prevent the population of these states, for that purpose obstructing the laws of naturalization of foreigners, refusing to pass others to encourage their migrations hither, and raising the conditions of new appropriations of lands. He has obstructed the administration of justice by refusing his assent to laws for establishing judicial powers. He has made judges dependent on his will alone for the tenure of their offices and the amount and payment of their salaries. Again, these are grievances that they're listing against the King of Great Britain. Some of these sound pretty familiar to where we are today. He has made judges dependent on his will alone, as I mentioned, for the tenure of their offices and the amount of their payments of their salaries. He has elected a multitude of new offices and sent hither swarms of officers to harass our people and eat out their substance. He has kept among us in times of peace standing armies without the consent of our legislatures. He has affected to render the military independent of and superior to the civil powers. He has combined with others to subject us to a judiciary foreign to our Constitution and unacknowledged by our laws, giving his assent to their acts of pretended legislation. For quartering large bodies of armed troops among us, for protecting them by mock trial, from punishment for any murders which should commit on the inhabitants of these states, for cutting off our trade with all parts of the world, for imposing taxes on us without our consent, for depriving us in many cases of the benefits of trial by jury, for transporting us beyond the seas to be tried for pretended offenses, for abolishing the free system of English laws in the neighboring province, establishing therein an arbitrary government, and enlarging its boundaries so as to render it at once an example and fit instrument for introducing the same absolute rule into these colonies, for taking away our charters, abolishing our most valuable laws, and altering fundamentally the forms of our governments, for suspending our own legislatures and declaring themselves invested with power to legislate for us in all cases whatsoever. He has abdicated government here by declaring us out of his protection and waging war against us. He has plundered our seas, ravaged our coasts, burned our towns, and destroyed the lives of our people. He is at this time transporting large armies of foreign mercenaries to complete the works of death, desolation, and tyranny already began with circumstances of cruelty and perfidy scarcely paralleled in the most barbarous ages and totally unworthy of the head of a civilized nation. He has constrained our fellow citizens taken captive on the high seas to bear arms against their country, to become the executioners of their friends and brethren, or to fall themselves by their hands. He has excited domestic insurrections among us and has endeavored to bring on the inhabitants of our frontiers the merciless Indian savages whose known rule of warfare is an indistinguished destruction of all ages, sexes, and conditions. In every stage of these oppressed, we have petitioned for redress in the most humble terms. Our repeated petitions have been answered only by repeated injury. A prince whose character is thus marked by every act which may define a tyrant is unfit to be the ruler of a free people. Nor have we been wanting in attentions to our British brethren. We have warned them from time to time of attempts by their legislature to extend an unwarrantable jurisdiction over us, we have reminded them of the circumstances of our immigration and settlement here, and we have appealed to their native justice and magnanimity, and we have conjured them by the ties of our common kindred to disavow these usurpations, which would inevitably interrupt our connections and correspondence. They too have been deaf to the voice of justice and of consanguinity. Not sure, some of these words aren't quite common English anymore. We must therefore acquiesce in the necessity which denounces our separation and hold them, as we hold the rest of mankind, enemies in war, in peace, friends. We therefore, the representatives of the United States of America, in General Congress, assembled, appealing to the Supreme Judge of the world and for the rectitude of our intentions, do, in the name and by authority of the good people of these colonies, solemnly publish and declare that these united colonies are, and of right, ought to be free and independent states, that they are absolved from all allegiance to the British Crown, and that all political connection between them and the state of Great Britain is and ought to be totally dissolved, and that as free and independent states, they have full power to levy war, conclude peace, contract alliances, establish commerce, and to do all other acts and things which independent states may of right do. And for the support of this declaration, with the firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we pledge our lives, we pledge to each other our lives, our fortune, and our sacred honor. And we all know that we know the results, we know the end of the story, but if they were not successful, they would either hang separately or they would all hang together.
Yeah, right. Woo!
Benjamin Franklin said, "They who can give up essential liberty to obtain a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety." Abraham Lincoln said, "Those who deny freedom to others deserve it not for themselves." John Basil Barnhill said, "When the people fear the government, there is tyranny. When the government fears the people, there is liberty." Nelson Mandela said, "For to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedoms of others." And Benjamin Franklin also said, "Whoever would overthrow the liberty of a nation must begin by subduing the freeness of speech." Doesn't that sound relevant today? And I would add that I would challenge any one of you to find one example in the history of the planet where they did not use fear to take away your freedom. And usually that does start by taking away freedom of speech and controlling the press, controlling the narrative.
You're a liar.
No, I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna go with Beth. I'll be right back.
You're a liar.
You want anything while I'm up?
So you get to hear more of Simon Says later.
Yeah, you got a set of wheels there.
What's up, Patriots?
Yeah.
Get it detailed. All right. I'll sell that son of a bitch.
Wrote me a little speech kind of about why I'm here. I refuse to quietly breathe to death while my country collapses around me. I support what the 1776 Restoration Movement stands for, and I will be with them on July 4th and beyond.
Yeah.
I think more Americans should be here with us. When I say that, people ask me why they should be here. I tell them I cannot answer that question for them. The best I can do is tell them why I'm here. To paint a picture, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I am 44 years old. I have been married to my wonderful wife, Corinne, for almost 18 years now. She and I have 5 wonderful children, 4 boys between 14 and 9, and a 6-year-old girl. And yes, I just assumed their genders. We live paycheck to paycheck and always have. Neither of us have a college degree. Heck, I don't even have a diploma from high school. It was a GED, a good enough diploma for me. To make up for that piece of paper that society seems to think we need to acquire, we work hard. I put in 16-hour days on the regular. Then I typically get home and practically fall down from exhaustion. Rather than a formal education, I learned and gained experience as I went. Life can be a brutal teacher, but the lessons it teaches are far more valuable than anything you learn from a book. I learned how to provide 21 meals a day for my family, and that is no easy task, but we make it work. We all make it work.
Yeah.
At 19, I joined the Army. 3 years later, I was out with bad knees, a broken back, a broken spirit, a broken mind. Shortly thereafter, I met my wife, and she helped me in so many ways I cannot begin to explain. She stepped in and became my crutch when I needed one. She shined a light on me when everything was dark. She helped me find my own way. Of course, it's been sunshine and rainbows ever since. I am a small business owner. We've had 3 total, the 2 construction businesses that failed. We learned from our mistakes and now have a successful business with over 30% growth year after year.
Hey,
What this government did and is still doing to small business in America is disgraceful and purposeful. Until the manufactured pandemic of COVID, 1984, and all the government overreach that came with it, things were going great. We were on track for our best year ever. We were discussing hiring 2 more employees. Our reputation in our community was growing at a fast rate, and we were actually able to save a little money. Until we were forced to shut our business down, we applied for an exemption to stay open, and we were declined. We weren't even allowed to repair leaking roofs with new materials, only to do what was needed to stop the leak, while wearing a mask on a roof. For 6 weeks, we watched another contractor down the street who remodels kitchens working because he was approved for his exemption. I was not allowed to do outside work, but he was allowed to do work inside people's homes. Apparently, new kitchens are necessary, but a leaky roof can wait until the virus has passed. There is a special sting when you take a man's ability to provide for his family away. Ronald Reagan once said, "The 9 most terrifying words in the English language are 'I'm from the government and I'm here to help.'" The government was there to help. They were kind enough to offer loans to people with more than 100 employees. And as long as they followed the rules, they didn't have to pay the loan back. They also offered this loan to businesses with less than 100 employees, like mine. But that must be paid back. Backed into a corner and facing the closing of my business, I felt I had to take it. What else was I going to do? Close? I don't know how to do anything else. Why do the companies who have 1 to 99 employees not have the same opportunity as a business with 100?
right.
It has been one thing after another since that closure. Material delays, price increases from week to week, making it nearly impossible to keep a schedule and maintain a 5-star reputation that we have built building for years. It also makes it very hard to keep good employees. We have gone from whole house renovations to small repairs like roof repair, window leak. People aren't spending money and I can't blame them. We all saw what happened. People could not work. Businesses went under all around us. Families fell apart. Parents began to bicker and fight with each other over the damage we were doing to our children. What is it like behind their masks as they watch the chaos in the world around them crumbling? It is all some have known. To them, this isn't the new normal. It's just normal. That's heartbreaking and infuriating at the same time. It sure is hopeless feeling to know. It sure is a hopeless feeling to know. This is our busiest time of year, and I'm sitting in my home office writing this rather than on a job site providing for my family. So why am I here again? The enemy has surrounded us because we let that happen while we were asleep. Additionally, any who thought they were awake were often busy watching the wrong hand. Those of us who swore it, we forgot our oath. We allowed the tentacles of government to touch all aspects of our lives. We allowed them to grow into a beast, and now we must beat that beast back into its constitutional cage.
Yeah! Woo! Yeah!
We must be willing to give up something now, or we will lose everything later. If we don't, our kids will lose everything and be doomed to live in a world of weak men and bad times. I am here because I am a man. I am the protector of my family, and government is the biggest threat they face. Patriots like us are the greatest threat the tyrants in D.C. face. Our voice is our strongest weapon in the arena of ideas. We the people have the true power. They only rely on illusions of power. I will go to D.C. to stop D.C. Prudence indeed will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes, and accordingly all experience hath shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable
Yeah. Right.
than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations pursuing invariably the same object evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. Thomas Jefferson, The Declaration of Independence.
Yeah.
Pretty sure people in Washington forgot all about that. I have overcome broken bones, a broken spirit, alcoholism, a broken mind. I have made mistakes, faced losses and victories just like all of you. I thank God for all of them because I know that if I hadn't gone through that hell, if I hadn't defeated my own demons, I wouldn't be here ready for the ones we must face now.
Yeah.
Only these demons are not strictly of the spiritual realm. They are also flesh and blood. They are tyrants, a cancer to our land and a death sentence to Our Lady Liberty. She lays on her deathbed crying out for help in a muffled voice. I will answer. We all should answer.
We the people.
We the people. So people aren't spending money because the economy is so bad and goods are so expensive. The economy is bad and goods are so expensive because of the clowns and tyrants in D.C. Thomas Paine once wrote, "If there must be trouble, let it be in my day, so my child may have peace."
Right.
I have 5.
Right.
I will not let my children down. I am not only here for my children and future grandchildren, but I'm also here for your children and your grandchildren. I'm here because America has blessed us all with so much, and it would be a disgrace if I were only to take and never give back. I feel it would be unfair, selfish, and anti-American of me to prevent the next generation from experiencing America's constitutional republic to its fullest.
Right.
We live in a time of weak men lacking integrity. What they don't lack, they also have weak morals and weak principles. We cannot allow this to continue any longer, or we will be too far gone. Much like prior empires before us, we will fall because we didn't fulfill our duty as its citizens. When Lincoln was asked, "At what point then is the approach of danger to be expected?" Lincoln answered in the following manner. I answer, if it ever reach us, it must spring up amongst us. It cannot come from abroad. If destruction be our lot, we must ourselves be its author and finisher. As a nation of free men, we must live through all time or die by suicide. I hope I am over wary, but if I am not, there is even now something of ill omen among us. I mean the increasing disregard for law that pervades the country, the growing disposition to substitute the wild and furious passions in lieu of sober judgment in courts, and the worse than savage mobs for the executive ministers of justice. The disposition is awfully fearful in any community, and that now it exists in ours. Through grating to our feelings to admit it would be a violation of truth and an insult to our intelligence to deny. Accounts of outrages committed by mobs form the everyday news of the times. They have pervaded the country from New England to Louisiana. They are neither peculiar to the eternal snows of the former nor the burning suns of the latter. They are not the creatures of climate. Whatever then their cause may be, it is common to the whole country. You can no longer sit in the middle, or else you sit with those who would tear America down around you, and eventually you will join them or become their perpetual victims. What will you sacrifice to save Lady Liberty? Are you willing to sacrifice everything? In the end, you will lose it all anyway. The only question remains, who will take it from you? Will you sacrifice it to your families for your family's freedom? Will the world take it when you pass on? Will the government take it all when you stand up? Or will they take it slowly while you sit on the couch asleep? Don't you realize the duty to this mission is on your shoulders? Whether you take up the fight with us now or you wait for them to come to you, you are part of this fight. It's about what you leave, not what you take. You cannot take anything from this world, but you can certainly leave a lot. Now I switch over to poetry mode. We must fight the night until we see the sun. We don't need a blade, we don't need a gun. We have God, truth, and history on our side. We must fight to keep Lady Liberty alive. She stands in the cold and the heat. She saw many wars with no retreat. She stood alone through the day and night, so we can never give up the fight. Thank you. You can hold this till she gets it. I gotta go eat.
Yeah!
All right, thank you so much, Chuck. Give it up for Chuck one last time. All right, so our next speaker is a certified ADA advocate for people who are abused by the judicial system. She is the ex-wife of the son of a judge and became a victim of that system, and she has used her past-present information to create a platform to expose the judiciary. She empowers people with the knowledge of their rights, including the Constitution, the grand jury system, and the Declaration of our Declaration of Independence, and shows how we can utilize her to rise above the corruption and expose it and take back our country. Please help me welcome Janet.
I want to start out by thanking each and every one of you for standing up and speaking out. I know, just like you do, how hard it is and the price you pay with friends and family. You have a lot to be proud of yourself, because a lot of people aren't doing it, and they're waiting for people like you and like me to do it for them. And they will reap what we've done. All of us are equal. Doesn't matter your color. Doesn't matter where you were born. We come into the earth with nothing and we leave with nothing. We all get up in the morning and we put our pants on the same way, as does any judge in the United States of America. And for some reason, when they put on their little black dress, they feel that they are above us. And a lot of the issues we have right now starts in our courts. And it starts with the two-tier system that has become extremely obvious. But it's not just in our courts, it's in our executive branch and our legislative branch. And there are people that have government jobs. A lot of them do whatever they have to do to protect those above them in order to keep their job. They're not thinking about what they do to others. I launched judicialpedia.com after being illegally jailed, over $8,100 in legal fees. It was a setup. I spent 14 days in solitary confinement in 2014. At 5:30, it was election day, after 14 days.
I'm back.
Said,
I was helping putting up a misting tent.
Solitary. Senator Mark Warner had gotten
I might go in there myself. Holy cow,
more votes than Ed Gillespie to win. He had traded a federal judgeship in order to try to flip the Virginia legislature from Republican to Democrat. And he's still enjoying.
Can you hear what
the
she's saying?
We have to make the change. And so it comes to, how do we do it? It's through exposure. Think about your court system. When you go into court, if you're in a state court, there's no way to see the documents or for others to see the documents. It's all secret. We're not even allowed to carry our phones in. And when you think about the organizational chart of our government and of our states, you'll see that the citizens come first, and then under that comes the executive branches, which are the governor, your judiciary, and your legislature. Public service is public trust. They work for us, and we need to make sure they know that. So with Judicialpedia, you can put up any type of case. You can put up a judicial complaint, a judge's complaint, a lawyer's complaint. Remember, all judges are lawyers. So they have two sets of rules to follow along with their oath and their, so they have the judicial canons and the professional code of ethics. There is no statute of limitations for going after a judge or a lawyer when it comes to ethics. And if they violate your constitutional rights, there's a thing called a void judgment. And void judgments can happen at any time. Because if a judge or a lawyer violated your United States constitutional rights, you have every right to reopen that case. And don't let anyone tell you, oh, but there's a statute of limitations. There is no statute of limitations of violating your constitutional rights. And that takes me to, what do we need to know? We need to know our Constitution. We're not teaching the Constitution to our children in school. It should be a bedtime story, because it's what will get them through their lives. It's what gives them their rights. We also have our 4 freedoms in the 40s, and yesterday I said it was Eisenhower. It's actually Roosevelt who gave us those. It's freedom from fear, freedom from speech, freedom from worship, and freedom for want. And we got those instead of the human rights that the rest of the world got. But we have our Constitution, which is the supreme law of the land. And then when you go to your state constitution, you'll find that you have those rights in your state as well, and others. And we need to enforce those, and we can only enforce them with each other. And so we need to start talking with people. I always say any one of us could be in the line in the grocery store or in a Walmart or anywhere. We need to talk to each other. We need to talk to our neighbors, know who they are. The Declaration of Independence is very important. And it states, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equally, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. Those are our rights from God. That among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Right.
We don't need to be as sad as we are, as worried as we are, and in fear of our government. That is illegal, and our government and their employees are doing that to us. We see a police officer behind us and no idea why he's stopping us. And we need to be afraid of him, and that's sad. The grand jury is another thing that I'm working on. And what's important about the grand jury is that it's the fourth arm of government. Justice Scalia and Justice Powell both have made those statements in different court cases. We have the right, every county, every city in the United States almost, has a grand jury that meets maybe every other month, every few months, but it meets. You have the right to go in there and ask for an investigation on public corruption. Since the 60s, they've been trying to take that away from us. We also have federal grand juries that we're being blocked from. And we have a sitting grand jury in the Southern District of New York who playfully goes after public corruption of the government. But we never see them really do anything, unless it's in revenge for a party they don't want to see in power. How do we get them to pay for their wrongdoings? They're called surety bonds. Surety bonds are where you file against the government or against a state employee. They do not have immunity. Judges do not have immunity. When they say they have immunity, they mutilate a young girl in Indiana to get it. They do not have immunity. There is no law that gives them immunity for acting outside their oath of office, violating the Constitution, and violating our rights. Never go to court alone. Be sure you let as many people. It's embarrassing. We all get into trouble. We all have moments of our life we're not proud of, but things happen. And we have to learn to stand up and speak out about them and not be embarrassed, because we're not alone. We all have certain things that happen, whether it be a divorce, bankruptcy, foreclosure. Any of these things can happen to anyone. When you see someone homeless, I think they say 78% of Americans are 2 months away from being homeless. So it can happen to anybody. So with the foreclosures that are happening, we're going to have a repeat of 2008. Because in 2008, when the government gave the banks and everybody so much money, they covered up what they had done. And with that cover up, a lot of us, the mortgages we have, don't really exist. They created the smoke and mirrors. And one of the largest servicers we have is Ocwen. Ocwen actually, and here again my numbers aren't exact right, but they sold $4 million worth of stock for $17 million, and the insiders made $317 million. And I do have some notebooks with me that show the articles and show the numbers. We have all of the large banks, all the large companies now got all this COVID money. Do you think you're going to see any of that going towards mortgages of people? Do you know anybody other than a legislature or a government person that had some kind of conflict that got those billions of dollars that were supposed to buy down mortgages for Americans? I don't know a single person, except for legislature people. And the judges, there's a woman that's doing investigations into the backgrounds of the judges' mortgages, and it looks like a lot of them are forgiven with ever being paid. There's a lot of backdoor stuff going on that we can't get investigated because we're blocked by the judges to get into the grand jury. We're blocked by FOIA requests. We're blocked by a media that isn't reporting on it and is owned by China, who is investing in our country and going to take over it with an insider type takeover like we've never seen. We can make a difference, and we can do it on the internet. We can start with Judicialpedia, but what we have to do is be storytellers. We need to tell our story. And so one of the things that I have planned is to create a platform like Judicialpedia to tell the stories of the truckers, where you can sign in, you have your own dashboard, you can put a picture, you can put links to all your videos, to other websites. but you can write your story. How, what, where, when. We are the media. We are the people who need to leave a history for our children. We need to be able to point to something. And these children, 10 years ago, my daughter came home and she said, Mommy, I read to the child before she went to bed, but I did it on an iPad. They don't have any books. We have to look at that and realize what our children are going to be doing in 20 years, or what they're doing now, and how we can create systems so that they listen, they read, they understand their constitutional rights of due process in the courts, their constitutional right not to be in fear of the government. We're not supposed to be afraid of the police. We're not supposed to be afraid of walking into a courtroom. But we are, and we should be at this moment. We have guardianships and we have divorces. Unfortunately, they're a way of life. When you go to get a divorce, the lawyers look at all of your finances. And in the background, they're all friends. And they're all deciding how much money they can take from you. I always call it the $10,000 couch. Because the couch is worth $250 maybe because of its age and its wear and tear. But one lawyer says to one party, you want that couch, don't you? Don't you really want that couch? All of a sudden, you all have spent $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 in legal fees over a couch that neither of you want. But you're manipulated that way. Over at my table where I'll be sitting, I have a list of lawyers. Lawyers are no longer making a couple $100,000. They're in the billions of dollars. There's a list of like 100 law firms that are making over $1 billion. One law firm, $4 billion in a year. Remember, that's after expenses. So we're feeding into a government, large corporations with insider trading, and we have to stop it. We've got to get the investigations. When you hear of public corruption, do whatever it takes to expose it. You have in your own cities and counties regular meetings of city council. I stand up at every single council meeting and I call them out. Right now, I have a lawsuit for ethics against Andrew McCabe, James Comey, and Bill Barr. In Virginia, they did a directive. No public corruption was to be investigated by the Virginia FBI agents. It all went to them on the 7th floor. So what's happening to us, they are personally responsible for. And they didn't have just their professional code of ethics as lawyers. They had their federal code of ethics as having a job that required them to put each and every one of us first. And they didn't. They used us like doormats to make their careers, because what you see is they go in and out of the government. And every time they come out of the government, they make a few $1 million with their connections, and then they go back in. Then they come back out as if they're good guys and make a few more million. And then they make millions on their books and they go on TV acting as if they are, these good guys. Well, they're not. They lied to us. They've lied to us several times. So I hope that you all will look into your grand jury, look into speaking up at your city council meetings, that you'll look at if you have any legal cases, putting them up on Judicialpedia, and that includes a parking ticket. Well, haven't you gotten a parking ticket and you know you didn't deserve it, and you walked into the courtroom, you walk out like, what just happened? They're also weaponizing protective orders against people and not doing them to the people that really need them. So we have a lot of tools though, and we have to use those tools and utilize them. I hope you'll keep an eye open for Truckerspedia and put your story up there. Also, if you do find yourself going into court, look for an ADA advocate. There's a woman, she's passed, but was from Florida, Karen Huffner, and she coined the term legal abuse syndrome. And she got through the federal government that under the ADA, legal abuse syndrome is a real anxiety, PTSD, as if you've been at war. Because in a lot of ways, we are at war with our own country and trying to take it back. And God bless every single one of you. If anyone has any questions for me or any comments, please let me know. But let's all remember, we're here from God, and God has our back. And He's got a bubble around all of us. I started out saying I had been jailed illegally, and do what you want to do to stand up, but don't put yourself in a position to be jailed, because while you're in jail, you can't do the fight that you need to. So we had two situations here in our country, Occupy Wall Street and Black Lives Matter. Both have kind of fizzled out. We can't allow what we're fighting for to fizzle out. We have to keep this fight up. And it's all facets of life. So I ask you to please support judicialpedia.com. I ask you to look for Truckerspedia, COVIDpedia, J6pedia. We have so many history happening moments right now in our lives that we need to leave the stories to our children. We need to keep in touch with each other and make sure each other are safe. So if there's anything I can do for any of you, please let me know, and any questions you may have. Thank you. I'm not sure who's next. Or I could just keep talking. Okay. Hi.
All right, give it up one more time for Janet. Okay, if I could invite Wild Bill to the stage. Wild Bill. And then we're going to transition into some auction time. All of the proceeds from our auction go straight to 1776 Restoration Movement. We also have a silent auction going on. So if you see some items that you'd like to bid on, we have a separate silent auction going on as well. So if I could have Wild Bill and then Brooke, if you'd like to bring our first item. Brooke is going to be our Vanna for today. All right, Wild Bill. Why don't you tell everyone, where are you from?
Martinsburg, West Virginia.
And why are you here with 1776 Restoration Movement?
Restore the Constitution and get our freedom back.
Yeah! Thank you, Vanna.
All right, we got a girl walking around with the American flag artwork, so everybody can get a good look at it. All right, where you want to start her at? How about a 20? Anybody bid 20? 15? 10? Come on, people, it's worth more than that. $10 bid? 5. 5? Got a $5 bid? Anybody? I got a $5 bid now, 10. $5 bid now, 10 now, 10. $5 bid now, 10. $5 bid now, 8. $5 bid now, 8 now, 8. $5 bid now, 8. $5 bid now, 8. $5 bid now, 8. All in, all done. Going once, going twice. Sold. I'm not really an auctioneer. This is my second week of doing it. I did it last rally and I've done it
Well, that
this
lady
rally,
just goes on and on.
Bear with me.
Do I need to move closer for all the other speakers? I was putting up a misting tent.
All right, looks like we got a wreath there. That handmade?
Very old.
That a handmade wreath? Hello? That handmade? It's a handmade wreath.
Yeah, it turned out a lot of people's, like I said, all the streamers help out the newbies like me. I was out putting a misting tent out because it was so hot and what do you call it? Humid. So
All right, where you want to start her at, boys? Give me 10. Anybody give me 10? 5.
I'm gonna walk through it since I
got
I
$20
helped.
bid now, 5. $20
Help
bid
build
now,
it.
5, now 5. $20 bid now, 5. $20 bid now, 5, now 5. $20 bid now, 5. Come on, boys. It's prettier than that. It's patriotic. $20 bid now, 5. I got 20 with 5, 30. 25, 30. $25 bid now, 39, 30. $25 bid now, 30. $25 bid now, 39, 30. $25 bid now, 30.
Okay,
I got
Robin, I'll
30
do
now,
that.
5.
But if
30
I do
now,
that, I'm
5.
gonna come back and
$30
sit
now,
where I
5.
was because
Big D.
it's just too hot out there. I don't see how.
$30 now, 5. Got
Agnes-
$30 bid now,
Agnes
35,
can,
35, 35, $30 bid now, 5.
I don't see how
All
Agnes
in,
can
all
sit
done.
out there.
Going once, twice.
I was sweating when I was putting up that misting tent, and I wanted to go in it. They said, I'm first. And I said, well, I'll go see what the stream's doing.
I think we should have fed them after.
Thank you there,
They're all asleep
Louisiana
right now.
Debbie. Louisiana Debbie.
Oh,
I'll
looks
move
like
it up
that
front,
piece
and
of artwork here, no fear
I'm
with
gonna go
an
see if
eagle
I can get in the
one. That's a
mister
pretty
to
piece
cool
there.
down a little bit.
Wall hanger.
Oh yeah, Taco Joe, he was great. I loved him.
This lady right here is the one that painted it. She's spraying it around for you to see. Walk up there close to him so they can see it.
No fear.
Huh?
I have no fear.
She just finished this piece of artwork this morning. I was just informed. And she drove all the way from Ohio to get here.
Anybody see where X-Ray is?
Hey, there's food
He
up
was
here.
live
I see you
earlier.
just came in. We got food up here for you.
Thank you very much. We also
Yes, sir. We're glad to have you.
I've been drinking
Come
water.
back tomorrow and bring some friends.
The more I drink, the more I sweat.
Friends don't really have many.
Thank you. All right, where you want to start her at? I got 20. 20? Anybody bid 20? 15?
He's still on. He's chasing around the crooks over there on the West
15?
Coast now.
I got 15 now, 20. $15 now, 20 now, 20 now, 20. $15 bid now, 20. $15 bid now, 20. $15 bid now, 20 now, 20 now, 20. $15 bid now, 20.
I liked when,
$15 bid now, 20. $15 now, 18. Oh, you got 20? Okay, D. I got 20 now, 5. $20 now, 5.
Yeah,
I got $20 now, 5. $20 now, 25.
I like Wizzy.
$20 now, 25.
He's at
Come
the,
on, people.
He's in
There we go. I got
Gettysburg.
25 now, 30. 25 now, 30, D. 25 now, 30.
He's in
I got
Indiana.
25 now, 30 now, 30 now, 30. 25 now, 30.
This is for your freedom!
That's right.
25 now, 30. I got 25 now, 30. I got 30 now, 5. I got $30 now, 5 now, 5. $30 now, 5. I got 35 now, 40. 35 now, 40 now, 40 now, 40. 35 now, 40. Come on, man, this is a good piece. 35 now, 40. Come on, D. 35 now, 40. I got 35 now, 40. 35 now, 40 now, 40 now, 40. 35 now, 40. All in, all done. Going once. Twice. So.
Yeah, Lizzie's at Gettysburg for the reenactment. I'm gonna have to see that when it's on. Was it good?
Come on, ladies and gentlemen, let's wake up
Was
here
it a
today.
good reenactment?
We usually do better than this. Now, all these pieces they're putting out there, there's a lot of hard work in them. There are a lot of beautiful pieces.
Hey, all the people on
I don't know whether they have anything in there this week or not, but a blind lady made something last week and put it in the auction, and I tell you what, it was a beautiful
It's Polish
piece.
Agnes.
Who are you, sir?
I am 1791 stormtrooper.
All right, looks like we got a bear coming out here.
1791.
Looks like a red, white, and blue.
Stormtrooper.
Stormtrooper.
Got a red, white, and blue outfit on, a white
Come here,
bear.
man.
Let me look you up.
And it's all handmade. And I'm gonna tell you, these bears have been going for some money, so
I got it.
I want to see some hands up on this.
That was easy.
I come here to help Santa attack.
Okay, so I'm gonna help you out here a little bit. You have to put the video. It's not made for kids, so this auction is turned off for content made for kids.
All right, where you want to start her at? How about a $20 bill? 20? Anybody give 20? I got 20 now, 5. I got $20 now, 5 now, 5. $20 now, 5. $20 now, 5 now, 5. $20 now, 5. I got $20 now, 5. $20 now, 5. I got 20 now, 25. I got 20. I got 25 now, 30. 25 now, 30. $25 now, 30. $20 now, 30. I got 30 now, 5. $30 now, 5 now, 5. $30 now, 5. $30 now, 5.
Can I take that
I got
off?
35 now, 40. 35 now, 40. 40 now, 50. 40 now, 45. I got 40 now, 5. I got 45 now, 50. 50 now, 5. I can't see who's bidding over here. I got 55 now, 60. 65. 70. 70. You're all out now, come on. It's worth more than that, but these bears have been selling for double that. 70? I got 65 now, 70. 65 now, 70. I got 65 now, 70. Come on. 65 now, 70. All in, all done. Going once. Twice. So. 65. I'm embarrassed to bring double that.
Oh yeah, that's why no one sits next to me. Have you noticed?
Well, I guess you blew that guy out of the chair.
They stole that bear like Biden stole the election.
Listen, blame Eric, okay?
How you doing there, God's girl in the USA? Yeah, I watched her lots of times on
Oh
stream.
boy, looks like we got a goodie basket out here. What you got in there? Huh? Oh, we got skincare beauty products. Well, we don't have no ugly women here, so why we selling something like that?
I need like twice that amount for myself.
All right, we got this skincare and beauty basket here. Where do you want to start her at? How about 20? 20? 15? I got 15 now, 20. A $15 bid now, 20 now, 20. $15 bid now, 20. $15 bid now, 20. I got 20 now, 5. $20 now, 5 now, 5. $20 now, 5. $20 now, 5. $20. I got 25 now, 30. 25 now, 30 now, 30. 25 now, 30. 25 now, 30. I got $25 bid now, 30, 30, 30. I got 30 now, 5. 30 now, 5. I got $30 bid now, 5.
What if somebody in
35
here?
now, 40.
What if somebody in here
$30 now, 40.
bid on it?
Come on, it's worth it. You'd pay 3 times that much at Bath and Body Works. I got 30 now, 35 now, 40. 35 now, 40. He wants to look at it here. Hold on.
Come on, Simon. You look good enough. You don't need all that.
Alright folks, there's a lot of good stuff in this basket. We got do-it-yourself candle making set. There's hair clips, there's what do we got here? Lotions, hand creams, looks like perfumes. There's some sanitizer stuff in there. There's some makeup stuff in here. There's some stuff that I can't pronounce in here. Some lady stuff in here. Some makeup.
I was
brushes,
just
all
kidding
kinds
about
of good stuff
bidding.
in here, folks. I suppose probably any one of these items is going to be at least $20, and you got a whole big basket full of stuff in there. So,
All right.
All right, last one. Wait, we're not done with this one. You're not done with that one?
At 35 now, 40. Where was we at? There's one back here, wasn't we?
100, I think you were.
Ma'am, I had you at 35, right? 35 now, 40. I got 35 now, 40 now, 40. 35 now, 40. 35 now, 40. I got 35, I got 40 now, 5. 40 now, 5. I got 45 now, 50. 49, 50. 45 now, 50. Come on, make it an even number. I got 45 now, 50. 45 now, 50, 50, 50. 45 now, 50. 45 now, 50. I got 50 now, 5. 50 now, 5. I got $50 bid now, 5. $50 bid now, 5 now, 5. $50 bid now, 5. All in, out. All done. So going once, going twice, sold. Oh, did you have another bidder? Well, I can't see her over at the table. I'm sorry. Well, we'll go ahead. I got a $50 bid now, 5. $50 bid now, 5 now, 5. $50 bid now, 5. I got 55 now, 60. $55 bid now, 60. $60 bid now, 5. $60 bid now, 5 now, 5. $60 bid now, 5. $60 bid now, 5. $60 bid now, 5 now, 5. $60 bid now, 5. All in. Going once, going twice. Sold. Oh my gosh, we got a nice little pie here. Mount sour cherry pie. I'm glad they kept that away from me because I would have done ate that.
Does it come with an ice cream?
I would go get some. Okay, what do we got on this pie? How about 15? What's that? I got $20 now, 5. $20 now, 5 now, 5. $20 now, 5. 25. I got 25 now, 30. 25 now, 30 now, 30. I got 30 now, 5. 30 now, 5. I got 35 now, 40. 35 now, 40. 35 now, 40 now, 40 now, 40. 35 now, 40. 35 now, 40. I got 40 now, 5. 45 now, 50. I got 45 now, 50. I got 45 over here. Now 50. 45 now, 50. 45 now, 50. I got 45 now, 50 now, 50 now, 50. I got 45 now, 50. 45 now, 50. All in, all done. I got 50 now 5. 50 now 5 now 5. 50 now 5. I got 55 now 60. 55 now 60 now 60. 55 now 60. I got 55 now 60.
Go bid on
60
that,
now
AJ.
5.
60 bucks.
65 now 70.
You'd have to break open your piggy
I got
bank.
65 now 70.
I don't got that much money.
I tell you what, these pies are good.
73 is my max mouth. That's more.
I bet you if I told you the Lord fixed it, you'd give all kinds of money for it.
You have that much?
And he did.
You're a millionaire.
Are you bidding, sir?
My mom has on her credit card.
Okay.
What's wrong with Buffalo, man?
65 now 70.
That pie is.
I just want you to understand.
All in, all done?
We gotta teach you the value.
So,
What do you mean? Oh, Agnes, I know.
now I wish we had some more of them pies.
You cannot come near me.
Oh, I did come near you first tonight.
Spice is overheated, buddy.
I love you. I love you.
Mine says that, but as soon as we put that mister up, it's got cooled off.
Come on. I want this.
Oh, ain't this a pretty little truck?
I got dibs.
No, I can't even.
Oh, it's got,
I know this. I know the website. I know the person.
it's got succulents in it. You know what a succulent is?
This truck is from Custom Succulent and Cacti Arrangements, and it also lists the website. And it's beautiful red, white, and blue truck.
Yeah, beautiful little red and white truck. Got little cactuses in it there.
Yeah.
Nice little arrangement there. All patriotic. Hello?
Yeah, look at that.
Where you want to start her at? Got 20? I got $20 bid now 5. $20 bid now 5 now 5. $20 bid now 5. $20 bid now 5. I got 25 now 30. 25 now 30 now 30. I got 30 now 5. 30 now 5. 35 now 40. 35 now 40. 40 now 5. I got 45 now 50. 45 now. I got. You bidding?
They kicked me out.
I got 45 now 50. 45 now 50 now 50. 45 now 50. 45 now 50. 45 now 50. I got 45 now 50. All in, all done. So.
And I was over there helping to put that mister up, and now I don't need it, so it's cooled off
I
like
know, right?
10 degrees. Maybe they got it turned on and it's
45.
cooling everything on.
They were just checking it out.
Yeah, it's just right there.
Yeah, nice.
Took us like 15 minutes to put it up, and then we had to hook water to it.
It's the dome one. Is that?
Yeah, it's that, yeah, the black.
Yeah. Nice.
Now it's cooled off. I'm not sweating anymore.
Good. That's good. That's good.
This is all the people that are here. Look at all.
All right, everyone, give a round of applause for Wild Bill.
Yay, Wild Bill!
Is he natural? We should hire him. All right, without further ado, I'd like to welcome David Rydell, our leader, our mentor, the man.
With the plan.
All right, everyone, let's stand up for a moment and give him a round of applause. This man stays up all hours of the night, talking to people, phone calls, interviews, listening to you, working hard, figuring out a plan for our peaceful protest. So, thank you. Thank you, thank you.
Wow, what a weekend. I was so excited last night. I believe the last group pulled in at 2 o'clock this morning, and it just blows me away what happened the last 48 hours. We began to run out of room, which is a problem I like. So thank you all. How many's come How many's come in the last 48 hours? Raise your hand. All right, man, a lot of hands. God bless you. Glad you're here. And we got rain, looks like, coming in, so I'm going to have to hurry. That's why they go ahead and got me up. But got up this morning, and I've been, you know, I don't get up here and just make up stuff. I like to be, I like to have an idea of what God's want me to talk about every time I stand before you. And my constant prayer is, God, they do not need to hear from me. They need to hear from you. And so all morning long I've been struggling because I didn't have anything. Miss Rose came to my truck this morning and said, let's pray. So I began to pray with her, and right in the middle of the prayer, all of this just started coming to me. So I'm going to deliver my soul this morning. Hopefully it will help you, inspire you, motivate you, and feed you spiritually, mentally, and patriotically. So I was thinking about the children of Israel when they first went into Egypt. They went there and were accepted with open arms. Joseph was second only to the Pharaoh. And so when they went into Egypt, they went there as friends. They were treated as equals and given great favor. But over time they became slaves to that governmental system. Sound familiar?
Yeah.
Till finally one day, God sent a man and said, let my people go. God hardened Pharaoh's heart. A number of plagues began to be poured out upon them until finally they agreed to let God's people go. Long story short, they went into the wilderness. Because of disobedience, they wandered for 40 years waiting on the promised land. And finally the day came. A young man named Joshua steps up to lead his people. And the Bible records that when they went to the river of Jordan at that particular time of year, it was overflowing its banks. The snow caps on Mount Hermon were melting. The river was overflowing. And God sent the Levites who carried the Ark of the Covenant before them, half a mile before the rest of the people of God. They were marching forward. And as soon as their feet stepped into Jordan's river, the Bible says that 2.5 miles up, or 20 miles up one side, the river began to pile up. The land became dry. And the children of Israel began to march through. But before they went through, Joshua had told the people, he said, I want you to choose out one man out of each of the 12 tribes. And when we get into the middle of the river, I want you to pick up one of those stones. For on the other side of that river, we are going to build a monument to our God to declare that it wasn't by our strength, it wasn't by our might that we have came into the promised land, but it was by the power of an almighty God. All these 12 men, and you guys know how we men are, you know, to be selected out of all of those millions of people, just 12 were selected to do so. Those men, given a great honor, walk over to those rocks that are in the middle of that. And remember, we're building a monument to our God on the other side. So these are not pebbles. These are not small rocks. And these are not just regular men. These are manly men, right? We're not going to be picking up little bitty rocks. As a matter of fact, if I was walking behind Big D and I saw Big D pick up a big rock, I'm going to look at him and say, oh boy, you ain't outdoing me. I'll pick up one a little bit bigger. And you can imagine as it goes on down the line, each succeeding man, he's getting a bigger and a bigger stone, right? Because we're doing something that's going to be significant for years to come, because Joshua told them, for years your children and your children's children will revisit this monument that we're going to build. And so by the time they get, and now you got to also understand, they have no idea where they're going with these stones, just that they're going to pick them up and carry them to where God tells them to put it down. So these men begin to get these big stones. And I brought this up here just kind of to represent the actual word. When you trace it out, it meant a cornerstone. The cornerstone is the most important stone in any kind of foundation. It is usually the largest stone. So these guys are carrying rather large stones. So when you go to pick up something like this, you don't want to lift with your legs, right? So they get down and they they pick up this big stone. Now, I pick something light because I'm weak. But anyway, they pick up this big stone. I'm going to act like it's heavy, so bear with me. You guys know it's not, right? I'm not this strong. This is not a cornerstone. So anyway, they pick up this big stone, and they're like, all right, let's do this. This is kind of like when we rolled into Hagerstown with their flags all brand new, right? Oh, let's do this thing. Oh, we're on board, man. Let's just do this thing. Oh, we're all excited. And then they begin to march, and the people of God are encouraging them. They have a position of honor. They have a position of greatness, you know, and they're carrying this stone and they walk. But some Bible historians put the place of Gilgal, where they're going to actually build this monument, 7 miles from the river of Jordan. Had they have known it was going to be that far, they might not have taken on such a task as this. But here they go. The first mile. Yeah, our flags are still flying and we're still excited. Bring it on, baby. We're here to possess the promised land. Mile number 2. I'm starting to hurt a little bit. This thing's starting to dig into my chest. Starting to dig into my arms. I feel my hands growing numb. Mile number 3. This used to look like a position of honor, but now it's becoming a position of pain.
Yeah.
Mile number 4. I don't want to disappoint my tribe. I don't want to let down my people. And that's the only thing that keeps me taking the next step. Mile number 6. I don't think I can do this anymore. I've never done anything this hard in my entire life. But somebody runs up and says, you can do it, man. You can do it. He looks at that person and says, don't you see the blood running down my chest? Don't you see the blood running down my arms? I'm in the most pain I've ever been in my life. Is this worth it? And finally, at mile number 7, in a town that will become called Gilgal, the man of God says, stop and lay your burden down. When you've been carrying something like this for this long, you don't just drop it. You've got to lay it down carefully. And they begin to walk that rock down their body. Even as they're laying it down, it does its final damage to their body. And they finally lay it down. You don't straighten up right away from something like that. And you sure don't want to be talked to. And you don't want to be messed with. I think I'm just going to go over here and just rest for a moment, if you'll let me. People are coming around. Those 12 are all sitting around looking at each other. After a few minutes, one of them probably gets the courage to look at another one. Was that as hard on you as it was on me? Yeah. There's a few times back there I thought I was going to stop and drop the load. Yeah, me too. It's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. Look at this. I'll never be the same again. I'm scarred up, but I'll carry these scars the rest of my life. Yeah, me too. Nobody else in that camp can even come close to relating to those 12 men. All the rest of them just watched as they bore that burden. The only ones that can truly relate to those men are the other men that carried those stones with them. But let's go forward about 40 years. Those stones no longer have the blood of those men on them. They're now arranged in a monument that testifies that our God can do anything. I can see a man now whose beard has gone gray. And the hold of his hand is a little tow-headed boy. I can hear that little boy say, Papa, which one of them stones was yours? No more pain. No more bad memories about that crossing in that 7-mile track. I can see that Papa proudly point out, that one right there, son. That one right there was my, oh, Papa. You carried that all the way from the river where we were at this morning? Yes, sir, I carried it all the way, son. Oh, Papa, you're the greatest man that ever lived. I'm looking over a crowd, and I would like for those who have started with us, who were at that Red Man parking lot. You remember that place? That was over a month ago. All of you that were in that Red Man parking lot, I want you to come up here for just a moment, quickly. All of you that started with us was in that Red Man parking lot. Remember back then, we all fit in a restaurant, a closed restaurant's parking lot. That's how big we were. Today we're filling up this entire parking lot and have them parked back there in the gravel. All of you that were there at Red Man when we started this endeavor. I remember when you guys pulled up and it looked like it was over. You remember that day? It looked like we were done. It looked like we were finished. It looked like that we couldn't go on. You all pulled up and I saw it in your eyes. You still have the fire. You still have the desire. You still have the want to. And you all looked at me and I said, I have nothing for you. I have absolutely nothing. I have no money. I have no food. I don't even have a place for us to park. And you guys looked at me and said, we can do this. We can build it again. We can do it again. And I looked at every one of you and I said, all right, here, Oreo. I said, all right. And these guys took up that stone. And they have traveled all this way for over a month, waiting on this Monday. Waiting on it. Pass it around. Yeah, pass it on down. Every one of these people that were there, they stood with this organization. They stood behind this movement. They stood behind the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. And they said, yes, we may bleed. And yes, we will hurt. But there will be a day coming soon where our grandchildren will ask us, is this what you've done for us? And we will proudly look at our grandchildren and say, yes, I was there. And I stand there. This is why we are here. We will bleed. We will hurt. And we will succeed. Why? Because the same fire, the same God, the same determination is still in our hearts. The fire still burns in our belly, and we will not quit until we are successful.
That was excellent. I did that. I went from over here all the way around. There's like
all right, everyone, it looks like we may have some rain, but please feel free to stick around. We are cutting our live auction short, but while the rain holds off, we still have the silent auction going on. We also have a 50-50 raffle going on. And then please support our other vendors, Bob's Flags. We also have Craig with his hitches for flagpoles, for pickup trucks. And then we also have, I think his name was David with, thank you, David with vinyl decals. Pretty cool. I passed back there and he's got the machine set up and everything to do it right there on the spot. That's awesome. We also have, what? It's right there. under that blue tent, behind the white tent. Okay? All right. And then we also have Ridgeline with the 1776 Restoration Movement t-shirts. And then our 50-50 raffle I was starting to mention. $1 for one ticket, or $10 gets you 15 tickets. And then, depending on how the weather goes, we will draw the winner at 7:20. Okay?
Huge fireworks show when it darkens out.
Yes, and then, oh my gosh, how could I forget? After everything gets dark tonight, we're going to have an amazing fireworks show. So please, please stick around. I'm going to put some patriotic music for all of you to mingle, meet each other, make new friends, find out each other's stories, where you're from, what led you to here, what led you to 1776 Restoration Movement. And then please browse through all the fun goodies. All of these items that we are auctioning off has been donated by our supporters that a lot of them were not able to be here. And so they made it, painted it, carved it, put it together. Some people who are here who drove in. So please take a look at all of the amazing patriotic artwork and things that we have for our silent auction. And then tomorrow, we'll also do another live auction as well. Well, I have the patriotic.
Hey, can I change those notifications on my phone?
Say it again?
The notifications, can I change that on the phone?
So,
I have to go to YouTube.
no, you know what? When you start your quiz,
Hey, I'm going to end this. Polish Agnes is going to help me on those notifications.
hold on, I want to see you guys. Hello, everybody.
Tell her thank you.
So I'm going to show you on my phone. Prism. So Prism, when you go to Prism, it says ready here.
Right.
And then it says go live, right?
Yes.
When you go to your YouTube, right here, and it usually when you click on your YouTube, it tells you either content made for kids or not made for kids.
Okay, I'm going to end this.
But yeah, you would have to end it probably.
I only started doing this 5 days ago.
Yeah.